This is David Goldman, Asia Times Deputy Editor, speaking to you from New York City the evening of June 10th. More appreciation of China's RMB is coming, and the reason is China's massive trade surplus and the inundation of dollars that's flooding China's banking system. China's reserves are growing. They're up by about $100 billion since the beginning of 2020. But the real astonishing thing is how many dollars have piled up in China's banking system. That's growing $50 to $100 billion a month in the last few months, and that's because China is exporting roughly $600 billion a month, more than it imports, as of the last few months, the beginning of 2021. That kind of enormous trade surplus puts upward pressure on the currency. As we see from the chart of the day, as China's holdings of foreign currency have spiked in the past, the RMB has appreciated. When the orange line goes down, that's when the RMB is increasing. That's the rate of CNY to the US dollar. This means the Chinese authorities have a problem. It's a high-class problem to have, to be sure. The RMB is appreciated by about 11% since over the last 12 months. That's acted as something of a buffer against global inflation of raw materials because Chinese can buy them with stronger currency and pay less in dollar terms, but it really hasn't prevented dollar inflation from affecting Chinese producer prices in a big way. We saw overnight that producer prices rose 9% year on year, which is close to an all-time record. So more RMB appreciation has some advantages. It has the disadvantage of making Chinese exports more expensive. In any case, given the volume of dollar deposits flooding China's banking system, the Chinese authorities really don't have a long-term choice. They're buying a lot of treasury securities by intervening in the foreign exchange market. They're taking pressure off the currency by purchasing Chinese currency that's offered for sale. They buy that with their own currency and use the proceeds to buy treasury securities. But they can't stop the inundation forever. So in my view, we're going to see CNY to the US dollar at around 6.15 towards the end of the year, and the best China can do is to make the appreciation of the RMB gradual rather than sudden. This is David Goldman speaking to you from New York on June 10th.